A lot of people don't grow because they want money to buy things. A lot of people's businesses don't grow because they want the business to give them money so they can get a Corvette. This is back to you've got to find the thing you like. Because if you're building a brand or your thing to buy the yacht, you're not gonna build a very big thing. So for me, this thing that we're talking about, I don't want the things that come from being the best entrepreneur in the world. I just wanna be the best entrepreneur in the world.
As content creators in this day and age, it is critical that we have the pulse on what's actually happening in this world. When it comes to social media, YouTube, when it comes to scaling your business, how do you actually get out there and make content that people want to hear? In today's episode, we're going to be diving into some exclusive content that we had at our annual event, Grow with Video Live, where Sean Cannell and Gary Vaynerchuk sat down to discuss things like how social media and YouTube are changing, how TikTok is gunning for everyone right now, and why short form video is critical for your content strategy right now. I want to welcome you to the Think Media podcast. My name's Heather Torres, the host of this show here at Think Media, where we want to help you grow your influence using video and then turn that influence into a high impact and a high income online business. If you're new to the podcast family, we want to welcome you and ask you subscribe wherever you're consuming this content, whether it be the audio version or over on our Think Media podcast YouTube channel, where we have exclusive content just for you over there. So make sure you're subscribed, and every single Tuesday you'll get a brand new upload. Plus, on our YouTube channel, we have additional videos and content like our industry expert friends that come and teach, as well as short form and other long form videos that you don't want to miss. So make sure you're subscribed wherever you're consuming this content. Now, today's episode is special to me because this is someone who I have personally been following and seeing his career explode over the last probably decade when it comes to the online space. This is Gary Vaynerchuk. He was one of our keynote speakers at Grow with Video Live 2022. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Gary Vaynerchuk, he's actually a serial entrepreneur and he serves as the chairman of VaynerX. He's the CEO of VaynerMedia and the creator and CEO of VeeFriends. Gary is a New York Times bestselling author of books like Crush It, The Thank You Economy, Jab, 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 Right Hook, and his latest book, 12 and a Half. From starting his first YouTube channel in the basement of his father's liquor store to creating a massive online following of over 40 million people across all the platforms of YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook, Gary's actually one of the leading experts in online marketing, helping entrepreneurs like you learn how to get attention online. So this is an exclusive conversation between Sean Cannell and Gary Vaynerchuk that they had at Grow with Video Live. And I do need to say a disclaimer. Normally, we are a very family-friendly podcast. But if you know anything about Gary Vee, you know that he definitely is abrasive in his language. So if you've got little ones around, this would be the episode where you plug in those earbuds. This is not something I personally would play in the car around my kids unless they are age appropriate for the language used in this. I believe that everyone can create content however they'd like, but we just want to make sure that you know that this is family friendly here at Think Media. Now, Gary Vaynerchuk is going to be talking about social media in this context, and he actually did a talk at Growth Video where he dove into just the content strategy that you should be having right now. So this is an extension of that talk that he gave that Sean got to really go deeper in some of the topics. I'm excited for you to jump into this. I'll meet you on the other side of the content. Lean in, Think Media fam, and here you go with Gary Vaynerchuk.
Let's rock and roll. Hey, couple questions from the man, VaynerMedia. You're in touch with what's happening. And one of the things that Susan, the CEO of YouTube, put in the letter at the beginning of the year was that YouTube is talking about integrating NFTs. One of the things that they put out there, who knows if they'll execute. Do you have any thoughts about that? And should creators be waiting for that? I mean, what would your advice be? And do you think they're going to execute that well?
I'm not sure on the last part because there's a million things going into that I have no clue on. I think on the first part, you have to understand, that last thing I ended with, or right before I ended, like people really, like again, for the youngsters, this may sound crazy, people really thought the internet was a fad, like actually. right? And I thought everybody would have a website and every company, and they did. Social media really was weird. Like people really didn't want it to happen. They thought it was awkward. They thought it was stupid. They thought it was for just kids. Most people have a social network, right, that they're involved in. There's not a business on earth that's not gonna have NFT infrastructure. It doesn't make any sense. It's technology. Right now, everyone's too fascinated on the art and the collectibles part. That's a tiny thing. Everyone's focused on the art and collectibles with a hint of utility, like I just did with VCon. The NFT is a ticket. It's gonna flip. It's utilities with a hint of collectability. Every one of Delta, your ticket, that might be worth $3 because it has some artist on it, but there's a million of them, right? So, of course they're gonna integrate it. There's no alternative.
TikTok
Yes.
just made a major move, and they talked about a 50-50 split, which would be the first platform that's come in for YouTube's super generous ad rev share. That has been a major, I think, a reason why creators flock there. It pays the best. Right now, it's limited to big creators, 100,000. And what do you think in terms of your predictions in TikTok gunning for everybody right now?
Look, I think they've done a really good job. I think, first of all, their algorithm is based on the interest graph instead of the social graph, which is a huge advantage. And I believe in merit. So my favorite thing is to look at all your TikToks where this video got 17 views, this one got 430, and this one got 1.9 million. That feels like merit. Everybody's Instagram being around the same numbers doesn't feel like merit. And so I think we're intoxicated by the merit of it. They've been very aggressive. They've already won. And now they're just going to expand. That's what everybody does, right? So they won on this thing, now they're saying, oh, you can make longer videos. Oh, you can write more. Like today, I was like, wait a minute, I can write more copy? I missed the headlines. I've been in like a cocoon for 4 months with VCon and Series 2 friends. So they'll just create everything. And so, yeah, I mean, I think they're incredibly aggressive. They're still acting like a small company. They're innovating. And now they've got everybody following them. They're the clear leader, in my opinion, of the attention graph, which I think is the most important currency in the world. And I think it's a smart move.
If you, backstage, you said something, you said that short form is a gateway to long form. So what would your strategy be for that? If you're making TikToks, you're getting the short form reach. Is long form substance in your opinion? And does that mean send people off platform? Does that mean try to get TikTok to get your account to 10 minutes, which is super interesting, longer form vertical video? What do you mean by short form as a gateway to long form, and what would the tactics be in that?
It means that a lot of long form creators don't focus on short form and vice versa. And there's a reason I have 1 hour keynote videos and 1 hour podcasts, but also pound unlimited micro content that's 10 seconds long. You can go very tactical and, a lot of people want to hear that they're like, should I make a TikTok that says, watch the rest on YouTube? It's less about that. People will find you. They become intrigued. Your URL strategy on all your social networks should be very thoughtful. I'm constantly changing them based on whatever my objectives are. But it just means that the world of content creating should be always thought about as and I notice that everybody's into or. Right? People are insecure. Most of you did not start on TikTok fast enough because you didn't have followers on it. You didn't start on TikTok fast enough because you had 80,000 followers on Instagram and you had 0 on TikTok and you didn't like that feeling. That's why celebrities lost the first time around. So like the things that you made fun of people for on Instagram, you became on TikTok. And so, I think it's always and. Everyone's an or. They're like, Gary, I'm already on Instagram. They love using like logical excuses like, Gary, I need to focus. I'm like, cool. Knock yourself out. I'll talk to you in 36 months when you're crying. You're focusing on losing. The lack of humility and the lack of interest in putting in the work on a new thing because you just figured out the last thing is why most people don't grow. There's not an accident that I've been winning on every platform for the last 15 years. It's called humility and hard work. You think I was pumped when I had 1 million followers on Twitter and Instagram came along? I was pissed. I'm like, I'm winning this bird game. But I'm like, everyone's gonna go there, so I need to go. You think I was pumped when TikTok came along? I was dominating the gram. I was like, that's where it's gonna be. So the lack of humility and the lack of like I don't want to learn this new thing. I just got this. That's fine. There's a problem though. What you want has nothing to do with what the market is doing. The market doesn't give a shit about your feelings. The market's not like, oh, Tyrone spent a lot of time on Instagram. We should not create TikTok. You think God's thinking like that? Get the out of here.
Gary, that's a great lead-in to.
But it's like, right? It's like the hypocrisy's hilarious, especially within social. You won on YouTube or you won on Instagram doing that to the person that was holding on to Twitter or Facebook, but then you're mad when TikTok's doing it to you. The hypocrisy is deafening.
Powerful. Come on, yeah. Gary, that's a great lead-in to.
By the way, I am laughing so. Did you see this?
Yeah.
No video. Hard drive crashed.
Yep, got it. I know.
Makes me laugh.
Brutal. I know, right? But it's nice.
See, you have to adjust to reality.
We're adjusting. We got to pivot right now.
You wanted some sort of video.
That's right.
But the hard drive crashed.
We got to pivot.
Got to pivot.
Yeah, life is life.
I'm pumped that you got a blue check on Instagram, but here comes TikTok to f your shit up. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
You're gonna sit and hope? I'm watching everybody like hope. I hope this TikTok thing doesn't happen. All of you got forced in. Technology will beat your ass. I love all of you that don't think NFTs are coming. You will lose. You're pumped that the market's down. See nothing. I'll see you in 2027.
Let's go, baby. Hey, I love this lead into TikTok. There's a lot of people in the room that are they're at a place where there are a lot of people doing really well. I mean, some people starting out, and you always say, if you don't got money, but you got time, you got to put the sweat equity in. But there's people in the room, they have money, and I'd like to hear about Team Gary Vee. And a lot of people think, okay, to do this, because you say, I went on TikTok, but part of the way you're doing that is because people are multiplying your content, you're casting vision. Can you speak into maybe, Team Gary Vee is pretty advanced now.
Yes.
Can we start a little bit at the beginning as you think about those that would say, what about my first hires? How do I even do this? I'm great at real estate or financial services, but okay, how do I start, where do I get my D-Rock? Where do I get the whole thing? Speak to early stages of building that team to help you grow with video.
You need to hire people that do things that you don't want to do.
Where do you find them?
The internet. People say things that drive me crazy because they don't want to do it. As if you can't find it. Are you telling me you're at this conference and you can't find people? You don't know what Fiverr is, you don't know how to post on LinkedIn, you don't know how to search terms on Twitter. People come up with excuses. A lot of people don't grow because they want money to buy things. A lot of people's businesses don't grow because they want the business to give them money so they can get a Corvette or a second. This is back to you've got to find the thing you like. Because if you're building a brand or your thing to buy the yacht, you're not gonna build a very big thing. I'm just building the thing to build the thing. It's more interesting for me to build the thing than it is. It's like this. Some people love, actually, here's a great comp. This blew my mind. One of the most stunning things that happened to me in my life. My whole life, I've wanted to be a professional athlete, right? So by 5th grade, I was like, I don't think I can play for the Jets. These kids have gotten much bigger and stronger. In fact, I had such good hand-eye coordination that I was killing people in 1st and 2nd and 3rd grade. But somewhere around 5th grade, I'm like, why is everyone twice my size now? And so I was like, this might not be in the cards, and that's when I decided to buy the Jets. But I was like, if I can't play for it, I'll just own the whole thing. So now me and AJ get into the sports business, and we have a big practice now. And when I realized that a lot of kids play professional sports, but they don't love the game, it was just their best way to monetize, that blew my mind. And I mean, really don't like it. And even when we recruit kids now, I never want to recruit a kid that doesn't love the game. Because I don't think they're going to be at the, because we make our money on the 2nd and 3rd contract. There's kids that sign that 1st contract, and it's a wrap. You want to know why people are out of the league in 3-4 years? Because they didn't give a about the game. So for me, this thing that we're talking about, I don't want the things that come from being the best entrepreneur in the world. I just want to be the best entrepreneur in the world.
We're going to jump right back into today's featured conversation, but I wanted to let you know about a brand new free masterclass and downloadable guide that's available for you at 21videotips.com. If you like content like this that you're learning from Patrick Bet-David and Sean Cannell, you can get 21 more video marketing tips from people like Patrick Bet-David, Vanessa Lau, Pat Flynn, Alex Hormozi, and so many industry experts that are using powerful strategies for their video marketing today. You're gonna learn the best kept business secrets inside of this masterclass and free downloadable guide. So head over to 21videotips.com to get instant access for free and learn how you can level up your business and brand from today's top industry experts. Now let's get back into today's featured content.
So it goes to like, do you love it? Because if you don't, you can't get there. And so a lot of people don't have a D-Rock or a team because they don't want to spend the $53,000 on it because they want a Birka bag and they want to go to Tahiti and they want a Lambo. You're taking the money out of your business for your insecurities instead of feeding the business to win the game. People want to look successful more than actually be successful. Back to why I make so much content about self-esteem. The reason I focus on love and being kind to yourself and the shit that I've been talking about is that's the seed of the whole game. If you need Lambos and chains and accolades and check marks and 1 million followers to clog the holes that you have in your soul, then you're gonna not be able to build meaningful things because you're taken out of your business instead of feeding it.
Gary, for stage 2, and this is kind of a personal question because I'm a case study for it. You know, your influence I went from making tech review videos, from reviewing tech, doing tech tutorials and affiliate marketing, built a 6-figure income. One of the biggest pieces of advice as I'm watching your content and I'm absorbing is we put it back in. We put it back in. My wife and I just looked at the numbers in 2019. Our income went down, our net was like nothing because we went all in team. And then in 2020, things 4x'd after making a massive investment back in our business. We're now 23 people, and we're trying to really follow your model. 63 pieces of content a day, that free deck that you have or whatever?
All of the numbers I throw out are completely arbitrary. The number, no, I mean it. You're talking about the 86 pieces of content,
86.
Gary, yeah.
73?
4 TikToks a day, all of it's arbitrary. The number is as much as humanly possible. There are more at-bats for attention and opportunity. You know what's better than 100 push-ups? 200. You like that one, huh? But you know who I love the most? Fitness people. Fitness entrepreneurs are my favorite. Let me tell you why. They're so good at their craft, but then to business, they don't do the thing they do in fitness. In fitness entrepreneurs shit on people because people want shortcuts in fitness. They want implants, they want apple cider vinegar pills, they want all sorts of when the answer is put the work in the gym and eat properly. Follow the model. But then as entrepreneurs, you see these all beefed up, did everything perfect. I'm talking about the ones that don't cheat. I'm talking about doing it right. And then they come to business and they're like, what's the shortcut? And I'm like, you know that there's no shortcut in this. The f are you looking for shortcut in this? Right? They fascinate me because they have such a big chapter of their life they know. Everyone's like, I spent 38 years looking for the shortcut. I'm like, what? They're like, it's go in the gym and eat properly.
Amen.
So back to content, I'm like, I don't know. Some of you make really good TikToks, but you don't do this. You have to be contextual to the platform. You have to know who the audience is, and slang matters, right? You have to understand, you have to put in the reps, the content output. everybody tries to use social as distribution. They make one piece of content and post it everywhere. That completely doesn't work. You've got to contextualize and post creative for the platform. I've given 3 talks today. Flew in, that's why I was able to make it work with VCon. I'm super pumped about surrounding this, and I surrounded it. All 3 are different. I have to read the room. The philosophical, it's the same, but it's got to be different, right? It's like cuisine. It's all food, but it's different. And you have to know your audience. I don't understand how people come with YouTube DNA into TikTok and think it's gonna work. The mindset's different. The same person, the same human, I'm not talking about age and gender and race and religion, the same human being is a different consumer on TikTok than they are on Instagram. Your mindset's different. One's passive entertainment. On LinkedIn, it might be information. Like, it's all context.
So level 2, Gary Vee, Team Gary Vee.
Yes.
And so maybe break down, I'm taking advantage of a little bit of advice, how you built the team, how fast you're trying to scale the team. Do you have people running, operating things, editors? At this point, everything, and maybe some people that are really paying attention, my content's a little bit down because VeeFriends and VaynerX is exploding, and I'm like, there's a lot for me to do there, but yeah, I film everything. Yeah. I film absolutely everything, and then we go into post-production. And we strip the audio for the podcast, and we have writers who take the words, like everything is me. Even, everything has to be me. How many people taking that?
By the way, that's a real big point. Anybody here who has a social media person post on their behalf and write the copy, to this day, every single word on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, every single word in the copy is written actually by me. I know people who immediately hire someone to post on their behalf and write the copy as if it's them. That's that apple cinnamon gummies. So obviously I don't make the videos, but half the videos in my WhatsApp with my team right now never get posted because I don't like it. Half. I don't like it. I think they missed the context. I think it's out of context. I don't want to talk about that right now because the world is this, that. And then I post it, me. So, I think that people don't want to do the work. But you can have tons of people around you. We figured out document, don't create. That was the big unlock. Just film everything, post-produce. This is a good reason to start shows. If you look, this might really help a lot of you. Go to YouTube tonight when you get back home, put in my name and sort by lowest views. You will be blown away how many little things I do and have done. No audience, because I wanted just the content from doing the podcast for my post-production. So at this point in my career, it's awesome because I get to win twice. Back in the day, I would do it because I wanted the content. Now it's like a double win because I know me being a guest on an up-and-coming show really helps them. So I'm giving love and roses and I'm getting my content. But a lot of you say no to because your humility's not in check. I still say yes to that a lot of you pass on because I out-humble you.
Gary, I have one more.
Walking around here I'm only gonna do Joe Rogan. You suck right now. What are you talking about? You should do everything.
1 is greater than 0.
1 is greater than 0. I watch people walk around thinking there's somebody. There was somebody at VCon trying to get into somebody. They're like, I got 18,000 followers on Instagram. I'm like, what the f? People get high on their own supply real quick. Real quick. People walking around here thinking there's somebody because they got 230,000 followers on TikTok. So? Humble the f up. We'll get better.
All right,
one more. That was I just hope everybody knows. No, this is important. I want everybody to know, that's not me razzing, that's me loving you. I see a lot of people saying no to as if they're somebody. You want to really win? Decide you're nobody. Everything gets real interesting real fast after that.
Gary, one of the big things that holds people back is self-consciousness, but specifically people that worry about how am I going to look on camera? How am I going to sound on camera? What would you say to somebody who's just trembling with fear to get on camera because of those insecurities?
I say a lot of things. It's the core foundation of my content. The last 7 years of my life have been dedicated on trying to build people's self-esteem. I sound crazy. Not all that, I mean, I've gotten a little bit better looking, but like, I'm not winning on that. Like, so? Like, high school ended. Everybody has zits too. Like, people are like, I'd laugh when it was like, you really suck at this. I'm like, you suck at it too. As if not everybody sucks at it. Everybody in here sucks at so much shit, it's crazy. Right? And but you want I'll give you a real answer to what I actually think works. This is a wild answer to this, in my opinion, but I've really started to zero in. I'm gonna help you jump over the hurdle of the fear of how I look, how I sound. Deploy compassion to those who shit on you. I think the reason I'm winning is when somebody says you're an idiot, you're a scam, you're full of shit, you suck, you're ugly, f you. My brain immediately goes to like, man, for somebody to take time out of their day to come to my profile to try to tear me down because they're hurting so much inside, I only have love for them. I'm aware that we're in a societal place right now where the way we respond to people's hate is with hate back to them, but I just don't have that gear. When I get shit on, I deploy love through the form of compassion. If you're able to do that, you won't hear them. But that's why I've been pounding on humility. The reason I work is because I've got this going on. When I get 1,000 comments, 860 of them are a goat emoji. The other 140 are, you're a scam artist. When you can't hear either, you can move. When you only hear the goat stuff, you become vulnerable to the scam stuff. Too many people want that affirmation, and that's why people become unhappy. If your values are based on people giving you accolades, then you become susceptible to the teardown. I'm just attached to both. Can't hear you, I'm on the field. The f am I gonna worry about you cheering or booing? I'm on the field, you're eating popcorn. You're making videos, you're putting in work, you're trying to win for yourself. You're worried about Sally Pants 97 in Arkansas who's pissed? Her.
Well, if there's one thing Gary Vee can do, it's give you the kick in the pants to create more content. I hope you enjoyed that content there. And for me personally, listening to that, it just really affirms the idea that we just need to be creating more. I love how he said, it's not long form or short form. It's not YouTube or TikTok. It's and, because we live in a world where attention matters. And one of the key things that I took away was that it needs to just 10x. Your content needs to 10x, and it needs to be relative to the platform that you're putting it on. And I know as a busy entrepreneur, this is probably something that you're thinking, how do I get this done? What do I do? And here at Think Media, we want to help you with that. We want to help you hire the right team. We want to help you learn how to use all the equipment that you're doing. We want to help you figure out great systems and processes so that you could be making content. And I just love so much how Gary just has a fire for making content matter. And I hope that was encouraging to you. And we'll have additional episodes just like this with some more of our key speakers from Grow with Video Live. So make sure you're tuned in here on the podcast, subscribe wherever you subscribe, and hit the like button if you like content like this here on our show. Now, every single week, my favorite part is getting to read the reviews of how this podcast is impacting you personally. And you can leave a review over on Apple Podcasts. And when you do that, you might get featured on one of our shows. Today's feature comes from the Marshall Walker. Marshall Walker says, I've hit a gold mine. Heather and Sean are the most motivational speakers I've ever heard. You can tell they really want their listeners to win and succeed. They practice what they preach and are amazing at what they do. They've helped me so much with my channel, and I don't know what I would do without them cheering me on. Ugh. Marshall, that literally is going to give me life for this next week. Thank you so much for leaving that review and sharing your heart of how this podcast has helped you personally. I really do hope that the content we're giving you here is valuable and is worth your time, because I know that your time is limited and I want to make sure that you are getting all the value that you can. Now, if you did not already, go to 21videotips.com. That's where you can go if you want to hear more tips like this for free from people like Gary Vaynerchuk, Patrick Bet-David, Vanessa Lau, Pat Flynn, and so many other industry experts when it comes to sharing their secrets of growing your brand online. You can go to 21videotips.com. You can get that free masterclass as well as the free downloadable content that goes along with it. I highly recommend that you go there now, get that, and dive into those 21 additional tips of how to grow this year. Thank you so much for being a part of what we're doing here at Think Media. Leave a comment down below in YouTube. And if you're watching right now, I just put thumbs up, because that's what you should do. Thumbs up the YouTube video. And thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.